everyone. I'm Susie.
And I'm Rachel.
And you're listening to the Gilmore Gab.
Okay. It is the Gilmore Gab, episode 8.
Woohoo!
Still Rory's guys.
Yes.
And we are going to talk about Marty, also known as Naked Guy.
Naked Guy. Poor guy. That's one heck of a way to get a name.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this today after we had talked about that. This is what we're doing. I was like, I don't have anything to say about Marty. But then I thought about it a little bit and I was like, the one thing I will say is I think this is the one guy where Rory didn't actually do anything wrong.
Agreed.
I think she was problematic in her other relationships.
Yes.
With Dean, with Logan, with Jess. But in this case, I honestly think Rory, for once, is not the bad guy at all, ever.
I agree.
Marty is 100% the bad guy.
Yes, I 100% agree with you on this.
He has nice guy syndrome.
He does. He very much does. Well, and I think also, we're just diving right in. I think that,
isn't that what we normally do?
It's true. It's true. But I just feel like I'm like, let's just run with it.
Let's go.
Because, he has feelings for her basically from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't ever do anything about it.
Until it's too late.
Yes.
He keeps expecting her or assuming that she feels the same way because they're always having movie nights and hanging out and similar interests. And he just assumes that means that they're together and she likes him like that.
Yes.
But then she gets into Logan and he's just he had bad timing on it.
He was there when she met Logan, wasn't he?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, because they're like, hey, you're the guy that is the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
You're a really good bartender. And
I don't think it was until after she started doing more for the paper and started investigating the Life and Death Brigade that she got an interest in Logan.
But Logan was interested in her from the beginning.
Well, yeah.
Because he's Logan.
And
not a derogatory.
No, and whatever you want to say about Rory, she's cute.
Yeah.
And she has an appeal.
And I actually love their meet cute because they're trying to remember whose apartment is there. And she's like, it's my apartment. And Logan's like, well, put my number down.
I know.
I was like, smooth move, my dude.
And the multiple meet cutes they had after that. But that's for the Logan episode.
I know. I'm sorry. But Marty was present for that.
He was.
And
he was so ashamed and so embarrassed to have been a bartender at a rich person's party. But as if Rory didn't grow up watching people work hard.
Right.
And not love the rich person life.
Yeah.
So I have a really good friend who doesn't drink. She's never been interested in drinking, but she is actually a really good bartender. And in college, I'm telling this a very third party story, but I remember her telling me that people would try and hire her to come and do their parties in college because she was so good at it, and they would offer her a lot of money to come and bartend for them. And she would turn them down because she's like, I don't drink. So I don't actually have an interest in this. And she wouldn't. But it's in college, if you are a good bartender, that's actually not anything to be ashamed of. That's actually a point of pride. And that's something, especially at an Ivy League school, if the rich people like your bartending, you're set for your college years at least. Well, and for Marty to be so ashamed that he had to work a job for money was weird to me.
Yeah.
And then when they Logan was never mean to him.
No, he wasn't.
I think sometimes it came off, especially from Marty's perspective, that he was being kind of arrogant and making fun of him. But Logan was always very kind. We're getting into Logan, but it's related to Marty.
It is related.
Logan never gave off the pompous rich boy in the way, towards other people, in the same way that you expect. He wasn't a stereotypical rich boy.
Well, and he always, because, he even talks to Marty about this. It comes up at some point where he explains that he paid Marty more than he paid other bartenders because he was so good.
Exactly.
And it's
and when they all went out to dinner and we're going kind of Dutch at the Chinese restaurant or whatever, and Marty was like, I don't have any money, and Logan's like, I will cover you, it's not a big deal. But Marty was just so he's very anti-rich people. And he's very, I'm a nice guy and I don't get Rory likes these jerks. Yeah, they're kind of jerks, but they have never been jerks to you.
Yeah.
Every encounter we see, at least, with Logan and Marty has always been very kind.
Yes. Well, and even in that same scene at the restaurant, Logan even says, I'm the one that invited you. I will cover you.
Exactly.
Which, honestly, especially with how much it was per plate, I would freak out because I would be like, I can't afford this. But also, I would not have walked into that restaurant without an understanding
of
that
what was
I
happening.
cannot afford this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are going here, I'm not coming because I can't afford it. And then if he was like, I will cover you, I'd be like, as long as we understand that up front, because I cannot afford this.
Exactly.
Which again, it comes down to communication. Because, But like, and like, I like Logan. I love Jess more. We already have established this. But I like that Logan is that way. That he does communicate, not all the time, but nobody does in any of these stories. That's
Fair.
part of the trope.
I mean, that's normal life
That's
too,
how
though.
you get drama in a show.
Look,
but
I daily explain to my 6-year-old that she can't just make noises at me. She has to use words and communicate. The amount of times I say communicate in a day right now is obnoxious. So it's a common life experience.
Human experience. But I appreciate that of all the characters, I feel like Logan generally communicates better than most.
Yes. But Marty's thing, at first I was like, Marty, naked guy. Because I loved how they, like, Rory didn't make him feel weird about being the naked guy. And, you know, she helped him out or whatever as best she could. And then they became friends.
Yeah.
And which is wild to me because I don't think Rory grew up in a world other than the Luke and Lorelai thing, but even Rory at 16 was like, Luke likes you to her mom. So I don't think Rory grew up in a world of like guys and girls just being friends.
Yeah.
And so for her to kind of just fall into that with Marty and it not, I mean, granted, we've established that Rory is oblivious, like her mother. But again, like, also I feel like she grew up in a world of the man makes the first move.
Mm-hmm. Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is her first guy friend in the series. Every other guy she's interacted with has been interested in dating her, or she's been interested in dating them.
Like, with the exception of anyone connected to, like, Lane.
Yes.
Like, the band and stuff like that.
Yes.
But that was Lane's thing.
That they're not her friends. They're Lane's friends.
I mean, with the exception of, gosh, what was his name? That weird kid at Chilton who Paris terrified, and then he came back. Is his name Bryant? No.
No. I know who you're talking about. What's his name?
And he went and did theater and
But like
Broadway.
that kid actually did go and like in real life he was on Broadway. That's why they wrote him out.
do this.
Yes.
I mean, she was pseudo friends with him. I don't know. Do we care that much about his name?
No, we don't.
Okay. Like if
you haven't watched the show, go watch the show.
Yeah, there you go. She was kind of friendly with him. She was just nice to everybody.
I feel like she was more defending him than being friends with him.
Well, because she hated Paris, let's be honest.
Yes. Well, and Paris was like, she was such a bully to him.
Oh, yeah. But I think with the Marty thing, it was just, and maybe it was that embracing the kind of college vibe of like, because I think, wasn't she kind of at that point too, when she started that, where she was kind of like, I don't want to date anybody.
Yeah.
Like after the Jess debacle and the Dean drama, she was just ready for the fresh start at college.
Yes.
Away from the small town, away from the drama. And she just wanted to college. And so when Marty wasn't making her feel pressured about it and he was just content to chill and eat food.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of elements of Marty that reminded her of being home with her mom.
Yeah.
Watching movies, you know, making fun of the movies and eating tons of food.
Mm-hmm.
And for Marty to just be like, why don't you get it? And then totally pulling the nice vibes. Of course you like Logan, but I'm a nice guy. Like, why are you like those jerks and I'm a nice guy?
And like the fact you have to point it out tells me how not a nice guy you are.
I don't know that he ever actually did, but he definitely gave off the nice guy vibes and definitely called Logan and his friends jerks at some point.
Yeah.
But then fast forward, like Rory never did anything wrong in that, right?
Yeah.
But then fast forward to the boyfriend thing with the two girls.
Yes.
And how, like, why? Why did he pretend not to know Rory?
Right.
And she being a nice girl and not wanting to like blow up his life. Was like, okay, we're going with this.
But like that says how little of a nice guy he actually is, because like nothing happened between them.
But even if it did, they're not together.
Right? And like his girlfriend, like the fact he's hiding it from his girlfriend says that, like, I don't know.
More about
like,
him.
About him than her.
Yeah.
And like, and I love, because Rory says something, right?
Yeah.
She's like, well, no, she says something to his girlfriend. It's like, hey, no, Logan says something. Mm-hmm. Logan brings it up. Because he's like, why are you pretending that you guys don't know each other?
And Rory tried to explain to him, like, this is what Marty wants, and I'm just trying to be nice because he had, like, a thing for me. And then Logan did get a little jerkish, but I don't think it was out of, like, Marty liked my girl. I think it was out of, I don't like the situation you're putting Rory in.
Yes.
Because, one, it's stupid, and two, it's not fair.
And also, it also kind of put Logan in a weird place, too, because he was in the middle of all that, too. And so he's like, I'm not playing this game.
Because I do know Marty.
Yes, I do know Marty. He bartended for me, and I met Rory while they were hanging out. So, like, I've known him for a while, and he's known Rory. And I don't know why everyone's being weird about this.
What I love about that whole situation, though, is Marty gets the boot.
Yes.
Rory keeps her friends after it gets all resolved.
Yeah.
And I like that we never see Marty again.
Yeah. Because it's such a weird thing. I was on the internets yesterday.
Not the internet.
As I am often. And I saw a thing that was like, what would you change about season 7 of Gilmore Girls? And there was, one of them was Marty. And it's that like, because they were thinking that he was still in love with Rory. And I don't think he's in love with Rory at that point. I definitely think that ship sailed. But I think he still feels a lot of awkwardness about all of that, about the whole situation, about the naked guy, about all of that, because I think he associates it all with Rory.
Mm-hmm.
And then especially when she didn't like have the same feelings for him, I think he just like wanted to just bury it all and hide it instead of go to therapy like a rational person should.
What? But like, didn't all this happen their freshman year?
Yeah.
So like by the time she sees him again, because it's like they're seniors.
Yeah, it's like they
don't talk to each other for like 2 years,
3 years, really.
And he's still gonna be like, oh no, like, do you see who you're dating?
Right?
She's cool.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's gonna really have a problem with the fact that you had a crush 3 years ago on Rory.
Right.
The fact that you tried to pretend like you didn't know her makes me think you still like her than it would have if you said, oh, hey, Rory, we do know each other. We hung out a lot.
And all you have to say is, we used to hang out and watch movies. And then she started dating Logan. Literally, that's it. That explains why you stopped hanging out. That explains that why you're friends.
It doesn't really explain why you stopped hanging out.
True.
Because, you know, and then maybe that's it. Because I guarantee you, because that's Christina Ricci, isn't it?
No, it's not Christina Ricci. It's, but she's
because she plays the bee in Apartment 23.
Yes. But that's not Christina Ricci. Her name's Kristen Ritter.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Now I'm like, I could have sworn. Because
she's also in one of the Marvel ones. What's her name? With David Tennant.
Okay. I'm mixing up. Similar appearance. I'm like, I can see, and similar name. Kristen Ritter. And I just
Christina
always knew
Ricci.
her as the bee in Apartment 23.
Yes.
And it was funny because I watched that a lot, and then like it didn't click until I rewatched Rory, or until I watched Gilmore Girls. I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
But now I lost my point.
Anyways, Kristen Ritter, her character is cool.
Yeah. I don't think she would have cared.
No,
but I do think she would have pried. That's what it was. I think she would have pried when it was like, oh, you guys were friends, and then you stopped hanging out when Rory started dating Logan. Why? What's going on there? Like, I think she would have pried a little bit, and Marty could have just been like, oh, well, you know, I kind of liked her, but she wanted to date Logan. It's like, okay, but then why'd you guys stop talking?
Yeah. But like also at the same time, I would have thrown Logan under the bus. Like, I didn't really get along with Logan. She was dating him.
Except he had no problem with Logan.
Other than he thought he was a jerk.
But for why?
Because he thought he was like a pompous rich kid.
But he paid him well.
But he did pay him well.
And then like
really, that was dumb of Marty. Sorry, I'm interrupting your thought.
You're fine.
Go
ahead.
Dumb of Marty because cutting that tie cut him off financially.
Yeah.
Because Logan paid really well.
I truthfully don't think that Marty ever thought Logan was a jerk until Rory was in the picture.
That's true. I can see that.
Until Logan was kind of flirting with Rory and it was working. Until Rory decided she liked Logan. And you see it at that dinner they go to.
Yeah.
Where he's like, this was a setup. Logan clearly did this to make me look like a fool. He knows I can't afford a place like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Rory's like, it's not like that. Like, calm down, Marty.
Yeah.
like I could see any other guy. I could see Tristan. I could see Dean. I could even see Jess kind of doing that to Marty because of the way Jess played with Dean. But Logan just was like, no, let me pay. Like, he was a good host.
Yes.
And he could have just been like, peace, Marty, I'm taking Rory out. I don't care that you guys were hanging out.
Yeah.
Because he interrupted them hanging out.
Yes, he does.
And they had food and stuff. And Logan's like, well, why don't you come with, Marty? Like, I don't mean to crash your night, so come with us.
Yeah.
Like, but Rory also could have said, no, I'm going to stay with Marty.
Right.
So I think in all of that might have been the one misstep.
Yes,
but
I agree.
She liked Logan.
And at that point, they weren't exclusive because he doesn't do exclusive. And
That's
so
my favorite part. Anyway.
And so like that, we will get to that in a minute. I'm glad we're doing the Logan episodes next because like
technically
Jess and then Logan.
Jess, Logan, and then just Logan.
But I love that we're bringing these things. I was going to say something about Jess and Logan, but then I was like, no, we'll save it.
Yeah.
We'll save it. But I think it's funny with Logan in this whole situation because I mean, I can understand her because, like, Logan's attention, like, she didn't get it all the time. Even though he was very into her first, but also he was the I don't do exclusives. And so for her, his time was a hot commodity. And so for her to be like, no, I'm going to stay here with Marty, I mean, weighing things out, not that it was the right choice.
No,
It wasn't. But like, I feel like she made the wrong choice there. She should have stayed with Marty because she already had made plans with him. But I can understand why she would be like, Logan is paying me attention. I need to like strike while the iron's hot.
And I have two things about that. One, I think if she had said no to Logan then, it would have sped up the relationship situation.
Yeah.
Because her choosing somebody else over Logan at the Halloween party is what kind of accelerated his decision to be exclusive.
Yes.
But two, we have to also recognize Rory has literally had one friend in her entire life, and that is Lane. And when we get to the Lane episode, we are going to talk about this because Rory is a terrible friend.
She is a terrible friend.
She is an absolutely terrible friend. You see that with Lane. And so she is used to that kind of relationship with Lane of like, you know, who cares if she ditches Lane for something for a boy, which happened early on, you know, and happened a lot.
It happened through her entire high school career.
Look, the way we are going to defend Lane's life and friendship to the death. But so I think that was part of the problem too, was that she didn't understand what it was to be a good friend. I think her first taste of like being really upset about a friendship was later on with the two girls when the boyfriend stuff happened with Marty. And she was genuinely like, oh my gosh, it wasn't a, oh, heaven forbid everybody doesn't like you moment. It was Rory genuinely liked these girls. They were different than anybody she'd been around because say what you want, Rory and Paris were never friends.
No.
Like Paris was like, Rory's my best friend because Rory was her only friend and Rory was just nice enough to put up with Paris.
Right. They were never really friends.
But Rory didn't want to be Paris's only friend.
Rory didn't want to be Paris's friend at all.
Yes. So
and Paris is even worse at being friends.
So Rory really has no idea how to be a friend, which is interesting to me because like, I mean, and maybe there's a parallel here. I don't want to dive too deep into it because this is a Marty episode, but like she watched her mother and Suki be best friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like their relationship was well balanced.
Yes.
And technically Lorelai was friends with Luke for a while.
Yes.
But again, we also and Michelle, that was a toxic friendship weirdness, but they became very close friends.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she just didn't have, because of the small town vibes. Like you're telling me in an entire high school in that small town, Rory was only ever friends with Lane.
Yeah.
Because I know we hear them talk a little bit later about like, oh, so-and-so's mom. And you're like, who?
Yeah.
Like even Rory's like, I don't know, Stacy or somebody. And she's like, I kind of remember her.
Yeah.
And then when Lindsay comes into the picture, it's like, oh, I know Lindsay. She gave me this magnet in 4th grade or whatever. So like, girl, you ain't had any other friends?
Or social interactions?
Like, I mean, I get the concept of like the best friend. Like we all grew up with the after school specials and things like Full House and stuff where like Kimmy Gibbler and DJ Tanner, those were besties, but they had other friends.
Yeah.
You know, it's just they had their bestie. And I guess that just sets some of us adults up, me, for failure as an adult trying to make friends and being like, I don't know how to have friends because you're only supposed to have one true friend.
I mean, that is what the sitcoms tell us.
That is true.
But that is not how real life works.
No, and now I have three really wonderful friends.
Yes.
No, now I have the homeschool friends too. I have more friends than I can
You
count.
have friends.
I have friends that are adults. It's weird.
Yeah.
But I just don't think Rory ever, it's not like they were watching cable after school specials.
But they were very well versed in pop culture.
But not like that kind of pop culture.
Yeah, it's true. Well, like, and it's funny because like even their pop culture, like they watched some current movies, but they were oddly well versed in like old movies and classic movies.
Yeah, and it's not like she sat down and watched Full House step by step, you know, Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
So the concept of friendship is just what Lane what Lane put up with.
Yeah, which I mean, we will get into Lane.
We're going to get into every character.
There's a lot with Lane.
They did her so dirty.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, Marty.
But also like, look, you just have to accept the fact, like Marty needed to just accept the fact that he kind of established the kind of person he was going to be throughout the rest of college for the simple fact that he was Naked Guy.
Yeah.
Like he set that stage by getting so drunk that he ended up in a dorm, a girl's dorm, very far from his own. And he didn't even know where his dorm was.
Yes.
And he had no clothes on.
Yeah.
His freshman year of college.
That's like that, and that was like one of the first nights because Lorelai was there. Because that was the first night. because Lorelai stayed and they went to go like look for food. And they
So his very first night of college, he already has a reputation.
He got so drunk that he passed out in a girl's dorm.
And
naked.
clearly that reputation didn't follow him though.
Yeah.
Because the rich boys weren't making fun of him for it. They were like, you're an amazing bartender. Let us pay you lots of money.
Did anyone else call him naked guy?
No.
And like the only reason...
Unless it was people Rory talked to about it.
Yes.
And it was like her mom and maybe Lane probably knew.
Yeah.
And Paris wasn't paying attention.
No.
So like 3 people.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the only reason why it stuck was because Lorelai likes nicknames, right? So she's like, "Oh, naked guy."
Well, but also they never knew his name till later.
Yes,
so he was
Lorelai
just
was
established
there.
naked guy.
Yeah,
because how much longer after naked guy did she finally get to know him as Marty? Were they like in a class together?
I'm trying to remember how they run into each other again. It might have been a class, or it was when she had her job swiping cards.
I'm gonna Google it because we have technology. When did Rory meet
Naked
Marty?
guy. I mean, Marty.
Marty is first seen when Rory arrives early for a class during the first week of classes at Yale. Rory later has an incredibly awkward encounter with him outside her dorm room late at night when she sees him passed out naked on the hallway floor. Marty fears he will be referred to as the naked guy in college. Rory tries to assure him that she believes no one may have seen him since it's been quiet for a while. She then offers him her robe and he returns to his room. They see each other again when Marty invites a disheveled and highly embarrassed Rory to eat breakfast with him and his friends who have dubbed themselves the Breakfast Crew. Marty stated that seeing Rory in such a state makes them even in reference to their first meeting, but Rory retorts that being naked in the girls' hallway is worse than being disheveled in the dining room.
That's true.
Then they meet up randomly at the Harvard-Yale game, and that's when it's revealed that Rory told Lorelai about the naked guy. And once Richard joins the conversation, Rory's mortified on Marty's behalf, only for Richard to reveal his own month of Yale nakedness, prompting Marty to bid Richard as Obi-Wan. Marty is also the only boy interested in Rory that Richard takes a genuine liking to.
That's true. It's because they had camaraderie in being naked on the Yale campus.
Again, this just another little shout out for our very beloved Richard Gilmore. That man knows how to fix any problem.
I love him with my whole heart.
And I completely forgot about that scene
I did forget about that too.
So I think that's the moment that they really cement their friendship is when he goes, "Your grandpa ran around the halls naked too."
Anyways, let's just take a moment to appreciate the Richard Yale stories because
Penelon Lot.
Like, he's such a classy guy.
Yes.
And to hear his wild, unhinged stories of his time at Yale.
And with no shame. He tells of them with pride, which I think is so important in general.
Yes.
The idea that, like, we all do stupid stuff when we're kids. And it's okay.
Except it sounds like his were all, like, premeditated. They're like, we're going to do this thing. But again, he has no shame. It's been 50 years. He has no shame. That he wandered around Yale naked for a month.
For a month?
For a month. And Penelon Lot.
Oh, the one thing. We'll get to that later. Yeah, so like, they had a few, like, encounters leading up to that, and Marty was always nice to her. Like, the whole disheveled, just like she woke up late and she needed to get to breakfast. And
there was only like 10 minutes left at breakfast.
Paris had unplugged her alarm clock for the hot glue gun.
Oh, Paris.
Ugh, Paris.
Because again, Paris doesn't know how to be a good human or a good friend.
In general.
Yes, just in general.
Person.
Like,
that's a whole...
I would like to just take this note right now as we are mentioning Paris. I love that even in the revival, she's still like...
a horrible person.
Yes. Like, she never truly gets redeemed, and I'm really okay with it.
But poor Doyle.
I mean, in the end, he does okay. He made that choice, knowing full well what he was getting into. Anyways, back to Marty. Back to Naked Guy. Well, and honestly, okay, like, with Richard, you know, just being like, oh yeah, I spent a month naked. Like, in college, truly, is Naked Guy the worst nickname you can get?
Right? You could be the psycho girl from the laundry room.
Exactly. Like Rory.
Or the girl who thought she was the psycho girl from the laundry room.
And then become another psycho girl from the laundry room. That part was funny.
Because that's the only other relationship she attempted to have.
Yeah.
Is because her mom, I think, was like, you just need to get out there. You're at college now.
Yeah.
If you want to date, like, try and get some of these Yale guys. And in the laundry room, she's just like, hey, would you like to go get coffee? And he's like, nah, I'm good, thanks. And she takes that rejection. We talked about this, I think, in the Rory episode about like how she takes that rejection so badly.
Yeah.
And then like later when she overhears him talking about the psycho girl in the laundry room, of course she thinks it's her.
Yeah.
Because she is the only girl who has ever been in the laundry room with that guy.
And that, asked him out.
And stalked him apparently because she showed up in the
Yeah.
same class. Like, girl, calm down.
Yeah.
I
But
had
again,
secondhand embarrassment for her.
She doesn't know how to, like, she's not good socially, truthfully.
No.
She's not good socially. Like, the fact that she ends up running the DAR stuff, I'm just like, I don't know where you got your social skills from, because, like, your mom could do this, your grandma could do this.
It's the same way that I was really good at customer service. Like I used to work at JCPenney's when I was fresh out of high school, and you would get little pins for your lanyard or your badge every time you got a positive customer service review. And after you got 5, it would upgrade from like a little bronze one to a silver one. I had 9 customer service badges.
Dang.
Because I was really good at like not necessarily people pleasing, but just that customer facing. Like I'm super introverted. I am not a very social person. I don't like to small talk and things like that. But something about like customer service I'm very good at.
Yeah.
And I think that was Rory's thing, is like she got put in an element that she liked, organizing.
Yeah.
And she also was a people pleaser. And she liked to help and wanted to feel like she was doing something because she was lost in that moment.
Yeah.
So it's very easy when you're kind of in charge of something to people please the customers.
Yeah.
Because she didn't look at them as like, these are people I'm talking to. She looked at them as clients or as money or something to organize.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's really what it boiled down to, was not that she was being extroverted and social, but that they were dots on a page that had to be moved.
Yeah.
Because that's why she's so awkward socially, is because her whole life has been study to go to Yale or to Harvard, excuse me.
Yeah.
And nose in a book and read all these books and be this bookish girl and this school girl with the straight A's. And when your nose is stuck in a book 97% of the time, you don't know how to be social.
It's true.
It's probably why she had no friends. How did she even become friends with Lane?
How did she become friends with Lane?
We'll have to look it up for the Lane episode, because I feel like it was brought up.
I know
they were like
do mention it.
Kindergarten.
Yeah.
And shared a snack or something.
Yeah.
It was probably something along the lines of Lane's mom packed her something gross and Korean. No offense to Koreans. That's just what Lane said. It was gross and Korean.
Yeah.
and Rory had like a ding dong or something that she shared with her. Yeah.
Something contraband.
But that's
a Lane episode.
But I think that's what it boils down to, is that Rory was so people probably looked at her and goes, oh, that's that weird girl.
Yeah.
Or that's that like super smart girl. Nobody wants to be friends with a super smart girl. And then she goes to Chilton, where everyone's super smart.
Yeah.
And she's either got Tristan hitting on her or Paris and her lackeys who don't really want to be her friend. But it's like, it's a status thing, and it's a, how can I benefit from your intelligence? Like smart people need to stick together.
Yeah. Except that her 2 friends are not smart.
I think they are. They just chose not to apply themselves in that way. And I'm still baffled how they stayed in Chilton. Because Rory went into Chilton and very quickly was in the headmaster's office, where he's like, if this is too challenging for you, you're not going to make it. Like making it sound like she should just leave the school. And yet Madeline and Louise, thank you, were still passing Chilton. They would get A's or B's or like the bare minimum.
Really rich parents.
Yeah, and they flirted with a lot of boys who would do their homework.
There we go. That's how
they apply. Chilton. It's how they applied themselves.
Yes, they're very smart in very specific areas. Book smart is not one of them.
Well, and the fact that they bounced around on spring break, like for multiple spring breaks, is wild.
Yeah, but like they didn't go to college. They just bounced around spring break.
Hey, you know what? They live in their life.
Yeah.
And they're friends. And they seem to think they were friends with Paris and Rory, and I still don't know how that worked.
And I feel like honestly they were probably better friends with, well, they were best friends to each other.
Yes.
I think they tolerated Paris because of a status thing. And I think that they genuinely probably liked Rory, but they kind of put her in the same category as Paris.
Well, and I think
she's like the bridge between them and Paris.
Yes. Well, and I think with Paris too, Paris had no qualms about doing not necessarily illegal things, but things they shouldn't be doing. And so I think that appealed to Louise.
Yeah.
In the idea of like, wait, is Louise the blonde one and Madeline's the dark-haired one?
Madeline's the blonde, Louise is the dark-haired one.
Okay, so that appealed to Madeline.
Uh-huh.
Of like, oh, I get to be conniving and sneaky and do things, yes. And you know, Louise just went along for the ride because it was fun. And so that's, I think, their connection to Paris. Because you see, too, they do want to like Rory and they do want to be her friend. But when Paris doesn't like her, they don't like her. And they can't talk to her. And, you know, because they need Paris. Or because it's just easier to be friends with Paris than to try and make new friends.
Yeah.
Which is wild because they and Paris had 0 things in common.
They did. That is like a baffling friendship also.
And we went way off topic.
We did, because we started with Marty and we ended up with Madeline.
I mean, it all
Louise.
ties back into Marty, though.
It's true. Well, because we're talking about like the friendships, honestly, because Rory doesn't have a lot of those.
That's true. And I think that's where it just makes it harder for the Marty thing. But I think Marty went into it not really trying to be her friend. I think it was just like, oh, funny moment. Hey, you're cute.
Yeah. I think he went into it expecting them to date. And that it wouldn't be hard because you know,
they shared all the awkward.
And because, you know, she wasn't from money directly. And like her mom was a single mom. And I think he understood, you know, like, oh, we're 2 kids against the world. Like, we didn't grow up with money. But the fact that Richard and Emily exist, like, Rory was never going to be like all the other poor kids.
Well, and what's interesting about Marty, too, is he's got that issue with Logan because of Logan's interest with Rory. And you see that because he has no qualms with Richard and kind of the rich vibe at the Yale tailgating party.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, cool. And he's bouncing around to different things. And it's like, it's selective hatred.
Yeah.
And I really do think the only reason he had an issue with Logan was because Logan liked Rory and Rory chose Logan over Marty.
Yeah.
And he felt slighted because he felt entitled.
Yeah.
Like many of the men in Rory's life do to her affections.
Yeah.
So, but I do agree that Rory slipped up by not saying no to Logan that day.
Yeah. That I feel like that's Rory's one like big flaw in the friendship with Marty.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. Generally, like, Marty made a lot of assumptions that he shouldn't have. And he didn't communicate when he should have.
And I think she also made that same mistake later when Marty tried to pretend like they didn't know each other. Especially because, like I said, that was the first time she had, like, genuine friendships with those 2 girls. And Marty ruined it. But she should have just said something. But I get, like, when you don't know...
Yeah.
Like, and friendship's a weird new thing. Like, you don't want to mess anything up for anybody. And she still wanted to be Marty's friend.
Yeah. I'm having a thought. And help jog my memory here. So, like, after they, like, when they're at the restaurant.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm going to go to the ATM. And she's like, I'll go with you. And they walk out. Do they ever go back? Or do they just leave? Because he goes to the ATM, but he's like, it's going to tell me that I only have like $50, and that's not.
And she tried to look for money for herself too. I think that what happened was everybody came out, and Logan's like, "Don't worry about it, I covered it." And then I think Rory decided to leave with Marty then, but then Marty was like, "No."
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but either they did leave at the end of the night together, or Marty was like, "No."
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
Yeah, because I remember them having the conversation outside where he's like, she's like, well, maybe another ATM will work. He's like, no, it's not the ATM, it's my account. Yeah, I don't have the money. And she's like, well, you know, we can figure something out, or like I can spot you for it or whatever. Yeah. And then he's like, no, type of a thing.
But well, because she was going to spot him, but she's like, oh, wait, I left my wallet at the dorm room.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to Google it.
The Googling today.
I mean, it's been a while since we've watched this.
I know.
We are doing this off of vibes alone.
It's true. The best way to do things. Some things you can't do off of vibes.
Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. This is interesting. Okay, let's talk about, I feel like some of this stuff with Marty was such subplot that we missed it all. So sophomore year, returning from summer break, Marty tells Rory of his discovery about his real father.
Oh, that's right.
And that's when they run into Logan. So they're sophomores. Right. And Marty introduces Rory to Logan. And then we get into all of that. Oh, Rory later berates Logan for the way he spoke to Marty. Then Logan's like, no, I love the guy.
Yeah, because I think that's when he's like, I pay him really well. Like, he does a really good job with my parties. I have no issue with him.
Oh.
People that have recently watched the show and then listen to our podcast are going to be like, what are these 2 smoking? We don't smoke. We're just going off of vibes.
Yeah, I guess there was a point. something happened. Marty, because he keeps all his feelings secret. And then it says, Marty's frustrated to the point that he refuses to take a cab back to the dorms with Rory after helping her, calling her naive for not seeing it herself. I don't remember I vaguely remember that.
Mm-hmm. When was that though?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Hold on. There's a footnote, but not as cute as Pushkin. That must be the episode.
I mean,
oh, it's the butt-faced miscreant. Oh, it's when she loses her little potential Yale student because the headmaster Charleston asked her to take the Chilton student, and then she loses her.
Yes.
And then something happens, and Marty's like, "Oh, you're just too naive to see that Logan's," weird.
Yes.
So that's what that was.
Yes.
Okay. Gosh, we really don't care about Marty.
Listen, he was just a side. He was just a friend. Like those, she counts in dozens.
Yes, and then after they were apart for a while, Rory misses Marty and invites him over for a super themed Marx Brothers marathon, Lorelai style. And Marty agrees. Unfortunately, Logan arrives home early and surprises Rory when he shows up at her dorm to invite Rory out for dinner with his friend. The invite is then extended to a suddenly uncomfortable Marty who reluctantly agrees to tag along. Marty could have said no, too.
He could have.
He gets embarrassed. He rushes out. And he reluctantly accepts Rory's offer to pay for him, and he can pay her back later. He admits how he feels about Rory, but she says she likes Logan and adds, "I don't know why." And Marty leaves.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And Lucy is his girlfriend later.
Yes.
Okay. Look, hey, we are women who are strong and independent, but we are also tired, and our brains only work so well most of the time. But you wouldn't love this podcast if we weren't all over the place.
It's true.
And I can edit so much stuff. So, yeah. So he leaves. To answer your question that you asked 5 minutes ago, he leaves because then he finally tells her how he feels.
Yes.
Like, bro.
And like at that point, it's like, you're too little too late, my dude.
Especially because we as the audience can see that he's liked her for a while.
Uh-huh.
We as the audience can see her liking Logan.
Yes.
He knows that. Mm-hmm. He should have jumped that bandwagon before Logan ever showed up at her dorm.
It's true. And as someone who has like been in like so many unrequited love relationships where we're just friends, like, yeah, shoot your shot, but like at the same time, don't be mad when there's a lot of signs that they are interested in someone else who's interested in them. Like, yeah, shoot your shot if you need to, unless it's like on their wedding day and then you've lost, like that ship sailed.
It's a read the room. It's a timing thing too. Yes. At a certain point, you have to recognize it's too late.
Yes.
And for him to kind of drop that on her in that situation when it's obvious that she has already chosen Logan, that was unfair.
Yeah.
Because what is she supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know,
and like even her tone where she's like, but I like Logan. I don't even know why.
Yeah. And like the thing is I can also understand not wanting to risk the friendship.
Yeah.
Because if you say yes and you guys start dating and something happens, there goes all that friendship, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not often that you're able to get back. So Meg Donnelly is a singer and an actress. She's really well known for the Zombies franchise. Which my daughter and I are obsessed with right now. She was also a daughter on The American Housewife, which is hilarious. But anyway, she has a new song out called Strangers to Lovers, or it's just Strangers, but the lyric goes, "We went from strangers to lovers and back again. We went from being friends to falling in love and falling out again," or something like that. And that's kind of, a risk you take. Where it's like you become friends. If you go to lovers, are you able to go back to that friendship if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
But also, you also risk if you shoot your shot and she says no, now the friendship's awkward.
Yeah.
Or gone. And so I understand, which I think with Rory, I think they would have been awkward for a little bit and they would have gotten over it.
Yeah.
Because Rory, one thing she does well is awkward and getting over it.
Yep. And just rolling with it.
Yeah. I mean, this is the girl who, in full Friday night dinner dress, ran through a Stars Hollow carnival to get away from Jess.
It's true.
No, I'm running away from you.
It's true. And she devil-egged his car in nice clothes, too.
Right. But so, like, and I think that speaks to Marty being so focused on himself and how he's the nice guy and why wouldn't she like him, that he didn't realize who he was dealing with.
Yeah.
Like, he could have taken the opportunity early on to say, hey, I like you. Would you like to try this dating thing?
Yeah.
And if she had said no, he should have known her well enough to be like, this is going to be awkward for a bit, but like, we'll get over it.
Yeah.
And instead, he waits, thinking she'll just figure it out. And then waits till the last minute when it's very obvious. You literally watched her choose to go to dinner with Logan with you.
Yeah.
I mean, and she did try. So according to the wiki, she did try to say, well, I have company. And then Logan was like, well, he can come too. The more, the merrier, you know? And truthfully, at that dinner, the people who were the rudest to Marty were Logan's friends.
Yes.
But that's just their nature.
They are just that way. And not that, like, I'm defending them. It's just, they're a-holes and they know it.
I mean, and we can segue a little bit because it's kind of a Rory guy moment.
Yeah.
Robert, I think was his name, that she goes to the Halloween party. He is just unpleasant.
He is. And
but
like
he's that way to everyone.
And like the fact that his life goal is to take over all the family money and then sorry, my language today. My apologies.
So vulgar. Spotify's gonna put the explicit stamp on this one.
A minute ago too. I apologize.
Oh my gosh, with no S's.
I know.
Who are you?
I've been working a lot, okay, and I work with people that have potty mouths sometimes. Anyways, but like his whole goal is to like ruin his entire family and send everyone out on the streets so that he can like father many children and like. Yeah, and not care about any of them either.
But on the plus side, at least he's 100% honest about who he is up front.
That's true.
Like, kudos to Robert for literally just being like, this is who I am.
Yes.
But I don't like him.
Yes.
And the fact, we all know Rory only said yes to him because Logan's like, we're not exclusive. Do what you want. She's like, all right. And that like set Logan off.
Yes.
Which maybe because Logan knew Robert's life plan and was like, I don't want that for Rory.
Right.
As if Rory would stay with Robert.
Oh my gosh. Like I don't even know that she would have, if Logan had not stepped in, I don't know that like she would have even lasted that one date. Because like I think she leaves with Logan.
I don't know.
I know he approaches her
and he tells her, let's just leave with me.
And she's like, no, I'm here with Robert. And he's like, I don't care about Robert. I don't care. Like, I want you to leave with me.
They got in a fight.
I think they did get in a fight.
And then Colin and Finn.
Yeah.
I love them.
They are ridiculously like the airheads of the group, but I love them.
But we'll need a Colin and Finn appreciation episode because
we will.
There's a moment. Anyway.
Anyways, we're getting so off topic.
That's
today.
Okay. There's not much to say about Marty.
But also I feel like this is how the Marty episode should go.
Because it's all because Marty. So we had Marty, we had Robert, and then we had the one guy that she like went to the pub with. And then he was like, oh, we'll just put it on my tab. And then he went and started talking to his friends.
Yeah, they met
and so she called
friends.
Dean.
Yes.
Which then didn't that also lead to Jess showing up after the fact?
Yes.
So just a whole lot of drama.
Yes.
Like that girl.
Yes.
And I don't even remember that guy's name. It was the one her grandma set her up with.
Yes. Because they had like Saturday finals. And so she was packing up the last of her stuff because she had a Saturday final and he did too. And like she had her cup of alcohol. And he's like, you smell like alcohol. So that actor he was on the original run of Veronica Mars. He's like a main character.
I love your knowledge.
I really like Veronica Mars. Anyways, he's like one of the main guys in Veronica Mars. So when he showed up, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Duncan. But that's not his name. That's his name in Veronica Mars.
Yeah, we don't care about his name.
Anyways, it was really funny.
Biddy's grandson or some nonsense.
Yes, and that is so wild too because like they go to the bar and then he's like chilling with his friends and like she's like, I am not comfortable here. And he's like, why are you being like so whatever?
Stuck up or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is he even openly acknowledges the obligatory our grandparents want us to like meet kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he already acknowledges up front, like, look, you want to come with me? Cool. If you don't, it's fine. I can tell your grandmother whatever you want, or I can tell my grandmother whatever to tell your grandmother. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So that was never meant to be more than what it was. But I think Rory was looking at it as like, oh, look, a date.
Yeah.
Because I think Rory, so the only interaction she'd ever had with boys was dating.
Yes.
It was Dean. It was Jess. It was I hate all men. It was not dating Marty, but like kind of in a weird platonic relationship that could have passed as dating.
Because she doesn't know how to be around guys without dating them.
You know, it was laundry room boy, it was bar boy, it was Robert, it was Logan. Like, so I think she just, and I think that's, you know, you see that in Year in the Life when she's still with Logan after he's engaged.
And she has a boyfriend she keeps forgetting about.
Her, boyfriend. I don't know why I was about to say husband. Yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
Like that did that dirty. Like, I get that Year in the Life was supposed to be Amy Sherman Palladino's like attempt to do what she had wanted to do after they quote destroyed season 7. But honestly, if we were to compare season 7 with A Year in the Life, which one's really worse?
It's true. We're not going to say, but we all know.
We all know.
We all know.
I mean, that's like saying if we're going to compare the Harry Potter series and A Cursed Child, which one's worse?
We all know.
We all know.
You don't even have to have read all of them to know.
No.
And if you don't know, then you're not a true fan.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I like, they just, I think they did everything, like all of the guys in Rory's life, they kind of did dirty.
Yeah.
In various ways.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, like if it was an attempt to make Rory seem more desirable or better, or.
But she wasn't, though.
She really wasn't.
She just got less desirable as the show went on.
The fact that she has this man that she forgets his name. Everybody's like, have we met him? We've met him. Do I even know what he looks like? Do you even know what he looks like? Like, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even understand the point of that. What was the point of having him in there? Just to make, like, was Amy Sherman Palladino's goal to make Rory really hated by then? Because I think by then we'd all established as a fan base that nobody liked Rory.
Yeah.
Did she just feed into it? The way J.K. Rowling fed into the fan fiction in Cursed Child?
Hint.
Hint.
You needed to know how we feel about both of those.
I mean, I just, yeah. Well.
And like, as a writer, because we're both writers.
Si, señorita.
Like, I get that sometimes, like, my vision for what I want for my characters is different than people that read it. So, like, I'm part of a writing group, and one of the guys in my writing group, and I hadn't written with them for years, and then we just recently got back together virtually. And so, like, we share each other's stuff. And I wrote this story, and it's like a retelling of a fairy tale. And, like, this princess goes to hang out with her sister, who's married and has a child. And, like, she was fortunate because she married, and that, like, she's a royal, she married a royal, but she loves him, right? And this guy that's in my group, and I forgot that he does this every time. He's like, I'm waiting for your main chick and her brother-in-law to, like, get together. And I'm like, why, though? And he's like, there's vibes. I'm like, there are no vibes. I wrote the story. There are no vibes. And so I wonder, that was really loud, sorry. But it's always funny to me, like, whenever, because, like, as authors, we create these worlds, and in our head, they are the way that we create them. Mm-hmm. But once we put them out into the world,
people interpret it in their own way.
Yes, and it's still our story, but like other people still have their interpretations of it, and that doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just a different interpretation. Mm-hmm. And so when things like this happen in a series that I love, and it's like everything was going good, and then this one point, everything changed and it became a train wreck. It's like, were the previous seasons you creating the world and you still being like, I created this world and we're going to go by my rules, and then did you suddenly decide to take everyone else's ideas and like let them in? Because like,
well, and that's the thing is fire. Like that's also the point for non-writers out there, like why we get beta readers to read our stories before we're even remotely close to publishing, because we want to know how readers are interpreting the story, so that if something is really obviously giving vibes that we don't want it to give, we can make adjustments to that.
Yeah,
and ultimately there's still going to be individual interpretation based on experiences and feelings, and but we try to make it as aligned closely as possible to what we see for the readers to see. But that's why I really, like, I genuinely want to know, like, Amy Sherman Palladino, hit us up. Explain to us the thought process. Because I don't even understand why she wasn't there for season 7. Or why they did season 7 without her. Like, I don't...
And I feel like I knew at the time, or like I'd read, you know, whatever the internet was gossiping about, but I don't know.
Well, and how many times over the course of these episodes have we been like, I wonder what she was thinking?
Yeah.
I want to know the answer to this. Like, girl, seriously, hit us up.
Yeah.
We will have you on. Talk to us about all of our questions.
Yes.
You know, because all of us want to know.
Yeah.
And I know there's that one lady, Valerie, who was like a lead costume designer.
Yeah.
Who sometimes reveals like what she knows to a point, but you're not going to really know unless you get in the head of the person who created the story.
Yes.
You know?
In anything of my stories, rarely do I actually give any specific merit to any specific color, but also I rarely give specifics.
No, I'm the same way with my books though too. Like it's funny because after the fact, like you do, if you're doing social media or whatever, you like interview yourself. So you answer common questions. And a couple of the books I've written, like especially when the discourse came around about like reading is political and every book is political and you just have to accept that. And I'm sitting here going, no, like I get that the premise is reading is political because people are trying to ban books. So if you're fighting to read and protect reading, that's political. I'm like, sure, yeah, that concept is. But I feel like the idea of just sitting down and reading a book, like if you're trying to tell me my 6-year-old reading her Pikachu comic book she got from the library today is political, I'm going to be like, she's 6. She likes Pokemon.
Yeah.
There's nothing political about it.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're supposed. Anyway, I don't want to get into that.
Sometimes a story is just a story.
Well, and that's the funny thing is like my first book that I published was a science fiction book that actually does kind of talk about classism and kind of the state of the world. But when I wrote it, my intent was not to have a broader dialogue about class systems and, how people treat people of different origins and stuff like that. I had a cool concept in my head and I ran with it. And when I finished the book and I was looking at like those ask the author questions, I was like, I mean, I guess, yeah, if you read it, you can interpret it as like a political statement. But like when I wrote it, it was literally, this is a cool concept and I'm going to run with it. And it's a common like trope in certain like science fiction and fantasies to have a class system that has conflict. Yeah. But my fantasy novel, it's not political. It is a girl trying to fight against or have free will and that fate is not set in stone. Yeah. And my romantic Christmas story is not political either. It is literally a girl just looking at Christmas traditions and having a meet cute with a boy. Like,
yeah. It's like my Meadow stories. There's literally nothing political. It's literally just me talking about mine and my friends struggle through life, honestly. And it's just like all of the stories that I wrote in the original series of that are literally, I pull them straight from my life and my friends' lives.
Well, and I think that speaks to what we were talking about initially about it's interpretation. Yeah. And I think, I look at when people say, oh, reading is political. And I'm like, no, I'm just reading my book or all books are political. No, I don't think this book is. I think it's more interpreting that as I can see the act of reading as political, not the books themselves. Unless you're reading, like, look, The Hunger Games.
There are no politics in The Hunger Games.
Not at all. Sarcasm tag for those neurospicy people who might not have picked up on that. Yes. But anyway, I would love to know Amy's perspective on Marty.
Yes, I also would love to know that.
Because he almost feels a little bit of a throwaway character, the way like Alex was.
Yes.
For Lorelai.
Yes.
It's just he had a more pivotal role.
Yes, I still love Alex.
Because like we said, I think that if she had said no in that moment when Logan showed up to take them to dinner, and she said, no, I'm here with Marty, I think it would have accelerated the Logan-Rory timeline.
I agree.
Because that's really what got Logan's attention was Rory deciding to choose someone else.
Yeah.
And him not liking that.
And I love it because it's her just following his own rules. She's like, I'm doing exactly what you are doing and what you said I should do in this situation. Like,
and it speaks to the show's like goal of painting Rory as this ideal girlfriend girl, like this desirable, because Logan has had no trouble not being exclusive with every other girl. And we see this when his sister shows up and goes, girlfriend? Yeah. Logan has never called a girl a girlfriend before. And when they take Rory to dinner, like he has Rory at his parents' house and they're like, well, you have to understand, Logan, you bring this girl to dinner. Like, is it serious? Like everybody is reacting to this idea, which means that Logan has had no trouble not having a girlfriend before. So what is it about Rory? Yeah. And frankly, I look at Rory and go, guys, she's not that special.
Yeah, she's pretty regular.
I mean, she's just a girl. Yeah. Is it her naivety? Is it... Because Logan clearly didn't like her for her money. Yeah. And, like, she's not unattractive. True. But compared to the other girls Logan was dating at the time, like, what is it and why? Why? Is it just because she's the Gilmore girl and that was the point of the story? Is it really that mundane?
Yeah. With Logan, I think it also could be the fact that she did stand up, right? Like she, I feel like with a guy like Logan, and this is just me making assumptions, that like girls would kind of just wait for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when she didn't, and she's like, I'm just doing exactly what you said we weren't exclusive, so
Yeah.
I'm going to date other people. And I think that was the first, this is me taking some creative liberties here. I think that might have been the first time where a girl was like, okay, if you're going to do it, then I'll do it too, since we're not exclusive.
Which is also a wild take for Rory,
Yeah.
who's had 2 boyfriends
Yes.
in her entire life.
Yes.
One who was so super serious
Yes.
that she slept with him when he was married. Because that's my Dean.
Oh, gosh.
That phrase. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it is interesting though to think about it because she had Dean, then Jess.
Yeah.
And then Marty.
Yeah.
And she didn't date Marty, but she may as well have, the way their relationship was.
Yeah.
Like, that was the only other male-based relationship that was more serious than the casual passing in the hallways or random date or, you know, coffee.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting, too, because we have Dean, who is like he's not a bad boy. He likes to look like a bad boy, but he weirdly has small town charm for a boy from Chicago. Like, he's that small town jock. Right? Even though he's not a small town jock.
Yeah.
Then you have Jess, the bad boy from Philly.
Yeah. Who has 0 tattoos, so I don't know how he can be a bad boy.
And is just such a rebel and such a bad guy.
Yes.
And then you have...
But he reads classic literature more than I do.
And then you have Marty, who is just a drunk college kid who's got a complex.
Yeah.
And then you have Logan Huntsberger, rich boy doing dangerous things, who is a playboy until Rory. Like, what a weird collection of guys.
It's true.
And, like, I think with Dean, it was just first boyfriend. She found him cute. It's probably the first time she's ever found a boy cute, apparently. So that's that.
Yeah.
I think they made Jess a reader to make it more feasible that he and Rory would be attracted to each other.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which we will talk about. Marty was just like, it started out as like a relationship of convenience, but then they played up the, oh, we're doing these movie marathons and we eat all this food and it's like being at home with my mom again.
Yeah.
Marty was her mom.
Oh my gosh, Marty was
the
her
way
mom.
they say girls date their dads, she dated her mom without dating Marty. Like,
oh my gosh, you're right.
And that's probably why she never thought of him that way, because Marty was just like hanging with her mom.
Yeah.
Which is where the Dean appeal came in, because he could do the same thing. He could hang with them and they're eating and they're show watching.
It's true.
That's a weird revelation.
Yeah.
Mom Marty.
Yeah.
Marty the mom. Mr. Mom. That's weird.
It is weird.
I don't know. And it's funny because until this episode, I didn't really have a problem with Marty until I thought about it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I don't like Marty. But I really don't like the nice guy complex.
Yeah.
The whole, well, I don't understand. Nice guys always finish last. Girls always want the bad boys. Like, if we look at it though, yes, Rory chose Jess over Dean. But I don't think it was because Jess was a bad boy. I think it's just she'd never dated guys before. She'd never seen a lot of guys to be interested in. She was 16, going on 17, and this was another cute boy.
And I mean, if we look at the score at the very end of the show, I think Jess was a nicer guy than Dean was, truthfully.
Oh, ultimately, yeah. I mean, we don't like Dean, so we can support that statement.
Yeah.
But in that aspect, it wasn't that she chose the bad boy over the nice guy, because Dean was two-faced.
Yeah.
And Dean, she always, like we talked about, and I had just re-listened to episode 1. So we talked about how Dean kind of manipulated her, how she always did whatever Dean wanted.
Yeah.
And apologized for making him do things for her, like going to the prom and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, ultimately, like, Jess wasn't the bad boy.
Yeah.
It's just everyone painted him as the bad boy. And then with Marty, it wasn't like she chose a bad boy Logan over a nice guy, because Logan wasn't mean. No. And he wasn't a bad boy. Yeah, he was a playboy and he did stupid stuff.
And he had a lot of money.
But truthfully, rich or not, he was in college. And college guys do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just at different levels based on how much money they have to throw at it. I mean, Marty was naked.
Because he got so drunk.
Like, you know, so it's not like Marty was the nice guy and Logan was the bad boy.
I mean, technically, Marty probably was under 21 when he got so drunk that he passed out at the girls' dorm. So technically, that is illegal.
I mean, he was also bartending for probably some illegal drinking parties.
Yes.
You think Logan wasn't drinking underage?
Oh, I'm sure he was. His stories of boarding schools and stuff, yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah. But like, so I just, it was never Rory dumping a nice guy for a bad boy.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't
I'm
the
just
cliche.
saying, Marty's not as clean as he says
No.
he is.
But it was typical college.
Yeah.
And it's the same. I think Marty has a lot of the Luke complex of like not liking rich people.
Yeah.
But I think Luke's feelings towards it is a little more justified.
Luke also is willing to set that aside when he needs to. Because how many times does he go to the hospital to go see Richard Gilmore?
But that's because he loves Lorelai.
But most
And
of the time,
Rory.
he's not even in a relationship with her.
But he
and
still
he's
loves
still willing
them.
to go.
Yeah.
And like, and of all of the characters, I feel like he's the most justified in his opinions of rich people. And he is
Yes.
the most willing to set it aside when necessary.
Yes.
Because Luke is an adult.
But also Luke has quite a bit of money because he full on just
Yeah.
bought the building next door to him.
Yes.
So, but
Yes.
he's a businessman. Whereas Marty is totally fine dealing with the rich jerks
Uh-huh.
until it interferes with something he wants,
Yes.
which is disgusting.
Yes.
You can't sit there and take their money and be happy to work for them and then turn around and decide to, you know, defame their character
Mm-hmm.
because you don't like that they like the girl you like.
Yeah.
That's not nice guy behavior.
Yeah. That's not fair.
So
Uh-huh.
I just don't like Marty.
I don't like him either.
I do enjoy the naked guy thing though. Like not
Yeah.
that he was naked, but just calling him naked guy.
Yeah. I love that that's his nickname.
Yeah, he's just naked
That he
guy.
didn't want. Ha ha ha.
Well, I think
Mhm.
we've covered the topic of Marty and everything else quite well.
In true Marty fashion, we've covered it well.
Okay, I know it sounds right to say this is the like true Marty fashion and this fits the Marty episode, but my brain is not processing how. It vibe-wise makes
Uh-huh.
sense.
I mean, because I feel like with Marty, he's so in and out, and like, and he gets like pulled into like all of these other situations, right? And like everyone kind of forgets about him. I feel like that's been this episode. We've like pulled like we've gone around to all the things around Marty, and we've talked about Marty, but then we also forgot about him in the middle of this episode too. And then we
So
came back to
true.
him at the end.
And then we talked about a bunch of other guys.
That's how I say when I say that, like, you know.
No, I get it now. That's it for the Marty episode.
Yes.
We are going to wrap up Rory's guys
Yes.
with a big 3-part, like 3 episodes, 3-parter,
Yes.
Jess, Logan, and then a Jess and Logan comparison episode.
Yes, and we're gonna be civil.
Of course. There's no
We're
reason
gonna
not to be.
civil.
But it might get a little heated.
It's gonna get heated.
It's going to get real opinionated.
It's gonna get real opinionated.
And I'm still convinced I can, I've
No.
already wooed you to my side on a couple of things.
Oh, on a couple of things, maybe.
I mean, I made you
But at the
hate
end of the
Digger
day-
in 15 minutes.
At the end of the day,
Oh, it wasn't even 15 minutes. It was like 4 minutes.
I will die on that hill. I was not willing to die on Digger's Hill.
No.
I will die on this hill.
That's okay. You are allowed to die on that hill.
I have met him in real life, and he is a gem,
Well, that's wonderful.
and I will die on that hill.
That's fine. That's
So join
absolutely
us.
fine. Yeah, so
Join
join
next
us
time.
for the next 3 episodes
It's gonna be wild.
where we finally get to talk about our favorites
Yes.
from the show
Yes.
and have a lovely, lively conversation.
Absolutely.
All right, until next time, this has been the Gilmore Gap.
Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
The Gilmore Gap is created and produced by Rachel Flewellen and Susie Carmichael. Music by Kevin MacLeod. Follow us on Instagram at Gilmore Gap Podcast and sign up for our newsletter on Substack. You can also subscribe to our paid Substack for early access to new episodes and exclusive content. The Gilmore Girls show and characters are the exclusive property of Warner Brothers Entertainment. Warner Brothers Entertainment is not affiliated with, nor does it endorse, the Gilmore Gap Podcast.